everybody, this is the website boy again with another tutorial from JavaScript. And now today we're going to be talking about string variables. This is tutorial number 2 in the series, so make sure that you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And this is how you navigate through my course, all right? So I provide links, and when you have the playlist, when you are playing this video on the playlist, you should have navigation menus, extra navigation menus, so you shouldn't get lost. Now, for those of you that want to do everything like me, no problem. This is how I usually do it. I got a Sublime Text editor and I have an Emmet plugin. All right. For those of you that for some reason have a problem with those with that software, make sure that you subscribe. You get Notepad++ for Windows, and you get the Text Wrangler for Mac, which are free, by the way. All right. For those of you that see this thumbs up out there and you like my video, please click it. It helps me. It gives me a lot of motivation, gets me on fire to do things. All right. And I'm just spending some time here teaching you guys what I know, and it's a pleasure to actually be able to help out there. So this is how you thank me. For those of you that want to download the exercise files, I offer them free of charge, all right, forever. So you can go ahead and download them in the websiteboy.com/snippets, and you're going to find all the code that I provide in all my tutorials there, all right? For those of you that like my videos, thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys rock. You really rock. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and let me just show you how you can do some variables in JavaScript. I'm going to show you how to create a variable, and I'm going to show you how to use it. All right. So for example, let's go to this folder called JavaScript. Now, if you want these exercise files, it's in the bottom of this video in the description. Click on the link and download it. I'm going to first open up the folder, right? And I'm going to open up my code editor. So you go ahead and do that if you want right now. And I'm going to drag the blank.html in there. And I'm also going to open up a browser window. And I'm going to drag the same file, actually not the same file, I'm sorry. I'm going to keep this window open. I'm going to use the blank.html and I'm going to do a save as. So Command Shift S in my Mac, and it should be Control Shift S for Windows user. All right, users. So I'm going to name this string variables. All right, save. So now we don't need this actually, and then I'm going to open up the browser. Actually, we do need that. So let me just drag this string underscore variables.html into the browser. I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to put this in a split view so you can see it. So now that we have this document here, it's empty right now, there's nothing in there. I'm going to create a script tag to start writing JavaScript. As you all know, that's how you start writing JavaScript. We let the browser know that we are starting JavaScript. So in order for us to use a variable in JavaScript, we need to actually define it or declare it, right? So the way we do that is with a built-in word called var. This is letting JavaScript know that we are creating a variable, defining it. So now JavaScript is expecting a name, all right? So you can name your variables whatever you want, as long as it doesn't start with a number or it doesn't have spaces. So I'm going to name my variable car, and then you always close it with a semicolon, always. That means that you're letting JavaScript know that you're done with the code. That's the only way JavaScript knows. If you don't do this, your code might not work. All right. So now the next thing to do is, let's say for example, I'm writing a program. I declare this variable because I'm going to use it later, and then I want to assign it a value now. I want to use it. So I want to assign a value to the variable. So the way we do that, we don't need to declare this again. We don't need to write this word again ever in the code. Once you define it once, you don't need to write it again. So I'm going to actually write the name of the variable, and I'm going to use a equal sign called an assignment operator to actually assign a value to it. And when you are assigning a value to a variable that contains a string or a text in JavaScript, you need quotes, double quotes. You don't need double quotes, but you need quotes. There could be single quotes too, but it's best practice to use double quotes. So, and then we always close it with a semicolon. All right. Now we include the text. So I'm going to include, I don't know why I always start with BWM. It's BMW, my favorite car. So anyways, now that we declare and define a variable here, we actually assign it a value. So this variable is going to be equal to this value right here. So now, for example, I want to use this variable now. So for me to use it and for me to show you how it's done, I'm going to use a function called alert, and then we end it with a semicolon. And then we don't need to actually put any quotes in here because variables don't have quotes around them in JavaScript. All we need is the name of the variable. And when we save it and refresh it here, we're going to see just the value of it, of course. All right. Now, once you have a variable there, the cool thing is that you can do with variables that you can actually change the name of it. You can change the value of it. So not the name, but the value. So now I don't have a BMW. Now I have a Mercedes, right? So I'm going to go ahead and again write the variable down and use my assignment operator to assign it another value. Now I want to assign the same variable a value called Mercedes and then end it with a semicolon. Now this variable down here is equal to Mercedes. Up here is not. But when I finish this function and I go to the next line, remember the programs usually start from the top to the bottom. So it starts here defining it, then assigning a value, and then using it. And then I'm reusing the variable, but assigning it a different value down here. Now I can go ahead and use the function again and call the same variable again, print it out again. But now look what happens. So I'm going to save it and refresh it here. So now we have the first function right here, right? And then look what happened when I click OK again. Now we have the next function, which is another alert with a different value for the variable. Okay? And like I said before, you can call your variables whatever you want. You can call your variables. Let's define another variable called house, and then you can put a big capital there, market, and then house, market, big. See that? And then you can put some numbers in there. And then we assign it a value, whatever value we want. And that could be a variable. All right. We can also declare another variable called just x and assign it a value, as you can see there. Okay. So there is no problem assigning a different names, like as long as you don't start with a number, because this would not be valid right here. That JavaScript would not allow you to do that. All right. So always remember that. If you like this video, share it with your friends, like it. Don't forget to comment on it. And I want to thank you for actually watching my tutorials and the support you guys give me. And I see you on the next video.